Ooh, that's loud. Hold on. Too loud. Good morning, everybody. All right, so we are gonna work on core as the focus today, which is always awesome. We could always use more core. So I want you to come, you're gonna start laying down. I want you to have a block near you and maybe have your strap near you in case you would like that. I'm gonna go ahead and take my sweater off because I think I'm gonna warm up pretty quickly. There we go. Okay, so come on down to your backs and have your little props nearby. Maybe your legs are bent or your knees are bent and your feet are on the floor, just so we can, excuse me, so we can access the belly, the hips, um, and all of that. And then start by just relaxing a little bit. Let both hands rest on your belly. Check your spine, check your head, neck, and make sure you're not lifting the chin up really high, nor are you tucking it. It's nice and neutral. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go. And then inhale, deep breath, and let it go. Good. And just start to focus on a nice belly breath. So as you inhale, the belly gets nice and round. You allow the lungs to fill up. And then as you exhale, the belly falls back down to the floor. Maybe when you tuck down into the belly, you curl the pelvis a little bit, but you don't lift anything. And when you inhale, don't arch, but just let it be kind of natural. And exhale, let it go. Little baby tuck of the pelvis. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Two more, just like this. Deep inhales. And long exhales. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And then come to a neutral spine, straighten your right leg and your right arm. And stretch both of those limbs away from each other. You might even do a little bit of a side bend, a little bit of a stretch through the side. And then release that side, go to the left side, left leg and left arm go straight and stretch out that side, that part of your belly. You might feel a good stretch through there. And release. Good. Go back to the right side. Right leg straight, right arm straight. The palm is face up. So the arm is over your head and the palm is facing up. And then bring both limbs toward each other. So just maybe you touch, maybe you don't, depends on those hamstrings. And then slowly let it come down. Good. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, slowly go down. Three more. Inhale, maybe you touch your leg. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Last one. Bring it up. And bring it down. Let both limbs hover. So your left foot is pressing into the floor. Your left or your right arm, right leg are hovering off the floor. Hold right here. And then release it all the way to the floor. Release that side, bend the right knee, put that foot back on the floor and stretch out the left arm, left leg. And bring them up. Good. And exhale as they come down. Just slow here. We're only doing 5, but we're starting to warm up through the psoas, through the upper and lower parts of the body. Squeeze it up and slowly lower it down. Good. 2 left. Squeeze up. and lower. Good, and up. This time lower, just a few inches off the floor. Both limbs feel the back of the shoulder press into the floor. The left leg is nice and active, and then lower all the way down to the floor. Good, and release. Grab your strap. Take the strap around the right foot, take the right foot up to the ceiling. Straighten the left leg if that feels right for you. So again, depending on your hamstrings, either they're tight naturally or they're tight because of something you've been doing. And you might want to leave the left foot on the floor to give the hamstring more time to open up. Draw both shoulders down, squeeze through the belly, lift your left leg off the floor a couple of inches. So right away, we're getting into core. If you press on your low belly, you should feel those muscles getting very active. The belly is toned, right? We're not arching the back. One, you're here. Two, you let go of the strap and just hold the pose. My arms just went to cactus pose. I'm pressing my back body toward the floor. Find your breath, everybody. If you let go of the strap, grab the strap, take the left leg up to the ceiling, put your left foot in the strap, and lower the right leg and breathe. Good, that right leg is hovering a few inches off the floor. You're holding onto the strap with your left hand. You're finding that big old stretch. And then one, you're gonna stay right here with the strap as an assist, or two, you're gonna let go of the strap. Maybe the arms go to cactus pose. Maybe they just press down at your sides. Find your breath. Make sure you're not tensing too much in the neck or in the shoulders. And then grab your strap, raise the right leg, put both feet in your strap, and then hold the strap with both hands. So one hand on each side and press straight down. So I'm flexing my feet. I'm trying to pull my shoulders and elbows toward the floor. Big hamstring stretch here. Find your breath. And then bend your knees, release your strap, set it off to the side. Take your feet nice and wide on your mat and just windshield wiper those hips a little bit. Just go side to side. Good, one more, both directions. And then come right back to center, grab one of your blocks. Now, this is not gonna be for everybody, and I'll give you some options. You're gonna take the block. So your first option would be to have the block between your thighs and your feet are bent, or your knees are bent. Your feet can be bent too, so you can flex your feet. So that would be one option. The second option is gonna be to take the block between your shins, just above your ankles, and hang on to that block. Take both hands underneath your sacrum, so both thumbs under your sacrum. Draw the shoulders down, squeeze your belly, and lower the legs any amount that you would like. Don't arch into the back, and then lift them back up. So again, core work, starting early, lowering the legs and lifting up. You should not be straining here. If you are, don't lower the legs so low, okay? Give yourself some time to warm up and just notice how this feels in your body. Don't forget to breathe, right? Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Last one. Squeeze it up, bend your knees, grab a hold of your block. Place your feet on the floor, hold the block with both hands. The block is pointing up to the ceiling, and all you're doing is lowering the arms to the floor behind you and then back up. Good, do 5 of those. Back and up and back. Check your neck, check your shoulders. 2 more, back and up. I know this one seems simple, and back and then up. And here we go, right? So take the legs up to the ceiling, grab a hold of your block. Please bend your knees if your lower back is a chatty one. The arms go up, the feet are up, you're flexing your feet, squeeze your belly. You're going to lower both limbs toward the floor. Don't have to go low, and then squeeze them up. Grab your block. Now the hands have the block, lower both limbs or all four limbs. Squeeze it up, grab the block with your shins. You got it. You're just switching that block from your legs to your hands. Don't forget to breathe. You can do as many as you want. Don't go fast because I don't want you swinging. Good. We got 3 full ones left. 3 full ones. Here we go. Woo! That's 1 whole one. We got 2 left. Don't forget to bend the knees if you're feeling this anywhere but your core. Last set. Here we go. 1 and 2. Woo! And bring it up. Bend your knees, bring your knees to your belly and rock it out. I know, right? That it does not take much for those to get you. Set your block aside. Your knees are at a 90-degree angle, or your legs are at a 90-degree angle, which means from hip to knee, it's straight up, from knee to foot, straight out. Grab a hold of the sides of your mat and just kind of press that mat away from you. And then single heel taps. Here we go. Just start tapping. I'm not even going to count. Now, if you can keep your knees away from your chest, you're going to get more core work. Okay, if you bring your knees closer to your chest, you'll lose that low belly. Breathe. Good. Go from heel taps to toe taps. Breathe. You got this. Come on. If I can do it, you can do it. Breathe. Go back to heels. Keep that belly squeezed in. Don't overarch the back. There can be space, but not arch. Good. And tap with the toes. We're almost done. Almost done. Woo. And bring them into chest. I did warn you. I think I said this is going to be a core class. Good. Breathe. All right. Arms in cactus pose. Legs are at 90. I want you to keep the left knee in and press the left leg out. Now, you would think this would be easy, but without the access of the arms, you have to pull that belly down to not overarch. Good. Slowly switch sides. Watch the head, the neck, the tension. If your arms are bothering you, you can take the hands behind the head. It's like you were lounging on a lounge chair. Good. Switch. And switch. Good. We're almost there. And switch. And switch. We got 2 left. Good. Anybody feeling this one? Woo! And switch. Last one. And release. Knees come in toward chest. Rock it out. Good. All right. So I want you to come up on your elbows. I want you to come up on your elbows. And this can be tricky because we come up on our elbows and the tendency is going to be to kind of sink down. So I want you to push up. I want you to push up and then bend both knees and then push them out like you're pushing through water. You know, you see those little paddle boats on the water sometimes. I want you to pretend this is what you're doing. Watch your head, your neck. Don't let the head fall back. Good. And push. And then let's see if we can speed it up. We want to get on the other side of that lake. Woo! Because there's an ice cream cone over there. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Lower down. Good. Just turn your head side to side. Take a deep breath. And then let it out. And breathe. Good. And then rock yourself up to a seat or roll to one side and then rock up. We're getting there. We're almost done with the core stuff. Almost. Cross your ankles. Hands down. Open up the shoulders, lift your chest, lift your feet. Press the ankles away from each other, modified boat pose, right? Sometimes we wonder, what is all this got to do with yoga? Everything, right? Everything, because we get a strong core. We can do standing poses, balance poses, all that stuff. So here we are, modified boat pose. Either the hands are down or they're at your thighs or they're reaching out. Find your breath. Breathe, notice, undo your ankles, switch. Keep the chin tucked. I don't want the heads to roll back. Switch. Hang in, we're almost done. And switch. Hands come to your thighs, let your feet come to the floor. And just kind of round out into that, into your back. Good, exhale it. We have one more here that I know of, unless I come up with something really cool in the middle. So boat pose, right? Here or here, but what about half boat? Half boat I find much harder, much trickier than boat pose. And I'm gonna show you a couple different ways. One, you're gonna come back on elbows and you're gonna be here, okay? That's kind of a modified version. Or from here, I want you to start to come down, feel your belly work and move it here and breathe. One hand behind the head if you need it and release it. Bring your knees to your chest. Good. I want you to do knee circles here. So rock and roll all around those hips. Switch directions. Good. And then just one attempt to go from half boat to full boat or modified boat. So you're here. See if you can curl up and then bend up. That's it. You got it, Betty. You got it. You got it. You got it. Woo! And then half boat. Down. I don't like half boat. I really do. Oh, good. Just breathe, everybody. And then bend your knees. Bring the knees toward your chest. Now listen up. A couple of you I know are not supposed to go into deep, deep twists. And if that's the case for you, I want you to take one block to the outside of your right side so that when you come into a twist, your knees land on your blocks. Not everybody's going to need that. But if you do, you know who you are. Maybe you do that so you're not quite in such a deep twist. But otherwise, everybody else, I want you to come into a twist with your knees to the right. And then your right hand goes to the top of your knees. Take the left arm and bring it across your body. I got to lift my head a little so I don't sit on that earpiece. And then reach it across your head and open up to a twist. Just find some movement here and then bring it back across. So you're doing like a little half moon or a little half circle above your head and stretching out the upper body, upper chest. Good. Two more here. Breathe. And last one. Open it up, stay in your twist, release the other hand so that you're back in T position. Just see how that feels in your body. And then lift the top knee only. And lift the bottom knee and come back to center. Good. We're going to go right to the other side, knees toward chest, and then the knees drop to the left side. Remember, a block underneath or even in between can make a real big difference. And then your left hand goes to the left knee or the top of the knees. And with your right arm, You're going to circle and roll. And then circle and open. So we're looking for those tight spots in the chest at the same time we're doing this lovely little twist. Good. Circle and open. Good. Last one. Circle and open. Hold your twist here. And then lift the top knee. Lift the bottom knee. Come back to center, everybody. So your feet are together. Your feet and knees are together. This is a little bit of hip work, also core work. I want you to lift the hips into a soft bridge. A soft one meaning you're not lifting really high. Your hands can go to the sides of your mat and just hold on to those sides. From here, open the knees wide like you're going to Baddha Konasana. Drop the hips, bring the knees together. So it's a little kind of weird circle. Lift up, open the knees out, squeeze, lower the hips, and come to center. Good. 3 more. Lift, open, lower, and bring it in. 2 more. Up, open, down, and in. Last one. Lift, open, lower, and come down. Now reverse that. So we're down, open the legs, lift the hips, squeeze the legs together, and lower down. Good. 4 more. Open and lift and squeeze and lower. 3 more. Up, squeeze them back and down. Open the knees, press the hips off the floor, squeeze them in and lower. Last one. Open, lift, squeeze, and lower. Good. Listen up. Open the knees so you're in a Baddha Konasana sort of pose. Press into the sides of the feet. Lift your hips and give your glutes a good squeeze here, everybody. So core work, a little bit of abdominal work here. The hands are either holding the sides of your mat or maybe they can just go palms face up. We're going to be here for a little bit because this will get intense with time. If there is anything about this that doesn't feel right, come on down and just do regular Baddha Konasana. Now, if you're starting to wobble a little or shake a little, that's very, very normal. Keep a lot of tension, not overly, but keep a good amount of tension on the hips. Find your pose. Good. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the legs together and lower down. Good. Draw your knees to your chest, everybody. Hold your right knee in. Stretch your left leg long. And then switch. And then both feet to the floor. Last one, I promise. And then we're getting up off the mat. Your feet are on the floor, hips width apart, come into a small bridge, So again, I'm not pressing up. I'm not doing all that. I'm just taking those hips off the floor. Hold the sides of your mat and march in place. Now, here's the key. Try not to overly sway your hips and notice if when you lift one leg, the other hip drops a lot, okay? It's going to give you some information about the glute strength. So you're just marching in place. This is a transverse abdominis exercise, the low belly, the deep muscle, what we need, my loves. Good. Now, find bridge pose, soft and low bridge. Push into your left foot. See if you can lift your right foot and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the right foot. Realign your hips and lift the left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower, push up into bridge. Lower it all the way down. Draw your knees to your hips. Good job, everybody. Holy moly. Right, and now we're done. Yay, with that part. Good, turn your body to one side. and come on up. Woo. And breathe. If we get the hard stuff out of the way quickly, pretty soon we'll just forget about it. We're like, did we even do that? Good. All right, lean back, take the feet wide, and windshield wiper. So the transverse abdominis is a deep belly muscle. It is responsible for so much of our core strength, not by itself, but it is a really important muscle, and it's not the easiest one to work. It is not the six-pack abs. It's the deep core work. Good. Next time those knees are over to the side, let go. Bring them down. Whichever side those knees are on, since I didn't say, put that hand over. Bring your back leg back a little bit. So you're here. I want you to reach forward and pull it back. Again, a little bit of twist work here. So pull it back, core again. So working with the obliques, pull, two more, reach and pull. Good, last one, reach and pull. One, you're here. Two, you're gonna push up. Make sure your knees are on your mat and lift up on both knees and then stretch that leg over or stretch that arm over. Stretch the leg over, sure. Breathe. Lower down. One more, lift up. Here's your third option. That top leg lifts off the floor. Breathe. And lower. Whew, good. Back to windshield wipers. Interesting. I had never cracked. I just cramped in my calf muscle. That doesn't usually happen. Windshield wiper. Switch those knees to the other side. Plant that hand. Bring the back leg back. Make sure again that it's comfortable. And then reach and pull back. And reach forward. Pull back. 3. Good. Just think about what you're doing here, right? Stretching through the shoulders, using your waist. Breathe. Good. Last one. Pull and reach, and then take the arm overhead. Okay, so 1, you're here. 2, you've lifted up on both knees. 3, the top leg lifts. Good. Breathe, everybody. And release it. And then just sit really pretty. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, take one side down. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other side. Inhale, center. Good. Go back, hold, and breathe. Let the opposite side hip be heavy. Find your pose. Inhale. Exhale, hold. And release it, everybody. Nice job. Roll it out. Roll out those shoulders. Bring both of your blocks to the front of your mat. And you're going to come to table just long enough to step your right leg forward. So if you want to do it a different way, go ahead and do that. Right foot forward. You can take those blocks up a level. Kind of make this one a little bit easier. And then find a lunge, simple lunge, no big deal. We talk all the time about dropping deep into the lunge. If you drop deep, engage that glute more, right? So that we don't overshoot that hip. And just feel the stretch, just feel it. So some of you have your hands on your blocks, and that's awesome. Some of you can come to fingertips. Some of you will take the right hand inside the right foot and drop down just a little bit deeper. But please be mindful. I'm not a fan of overstretching. For those who are already flexible, try not to overdo it, right? We want to keep the ligaments, tendons strong. Good. Wherever you are, whatever you've chosen, lift the left knee. So your hands can still be on the blocks, your hands can still be outside your foot, whichever one you choose. Squeeze the heck out of your belly and step your right leg back to plank. If your hand was inside your foot, you're going to have to adjust your right hand back out a little bit. From here to downward facing dog. Find down dog and just stretch out, pedal the legs. Notice if you're scrunching the shoulders. If you are, try to go a little wider. Breathe. And then hold downward facing dog. Good shoulders, everybody. Active back body. Or lift the left leg. That's another option. Lift the left leg, hold, squeeze. And then either lower the knees to the floor and step forward left leg, or just step forward here with your left leg. Lower your knee. You can have your hands on your blocks to start. Find your breath. Notice your poses. So either you're here or your hands come off your blocks. Good activation of the right glute, or the left hand comes inside the left leg. These are pretty deep hip openers, so be mindful. Breathe. Flip your toes under, lift your knee off the floor. All this optional. Find your breath. And then slide the left leg back to plank. Adjust your hands so that they are good for your pose. Squeeze, breathe. Down dog. Oh yeah. That's it, everybody. Take your feet wide on your mat. Walk your hands back. Bend your knees. Hands come to your knees. Come on up to standing. Woo! And get your balance. Get that head back, right? Because often that blood flow is like crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, just roll it out for a second. So we're going to do something that will seem super easy, but it's going to get us really warmed up. And Sissy, if you get too warm, just crack that door open. Same for you, Betty. Do you need the fans? You okay? So all we're going to do is your feet are going to be a little wider than mountain pose width, a little bit wider than hips width. You're going to take the left arm up, palm is facing forward. And then exhale and push it back. And inhale, stand it up. Good. Exhale. You can look up if that is appropriate for you, or keep the gaze straight. 3, 4, and 5. Good. And then stand tall. Take the other arm up, release the left side. 5 on this side. Here we go. 1 and 2. Push into your feet, everybody. 3 and 4 and 5. Woo! And then come down, both arms up. 5 with both arms. Check your knees. So when I say that, right, if the knees curl in, you don't want all that strain. So check the knees, make sure they're staying parallel to each other and to your feet. Here we go. Exhale. Now think about this. Push into your feet to lift. Big deep breath. Exhale. And up. 3 more. 2 more. This one we stay down. Stay down. Let those arms swing. Keep the knees deeply bent. Woo. And then circle the arms. Take your hands to your knees. Come on up. and roll it out. Oh, I know, I know, I know, I know. There you go. Shake it out. Chair pose. So why are we doing all these? These are all strength poses, right? Core work, chair pose, boat pose, all strength poses that keep us functionally strong. They're awesome. Now, but I want you to think about chair pose for a second. What I learned from doing so many squats over the years is that I need to focus on my feet, for one. And two, I need to try to not overshoot my knees past my toes. So that means I got to sit back in chair, right? So if I squat, take your hands to your heart. Take care of your bodies, don't overdo it. And then come into a squat. And then look at your knees. You should be able to see your toes at a minimum, okay? I can see half my feet. And then take the head up, take the chest up, squeeze the belly. I've done this with you all a million times. One-handed chest, one-handed tailbone, so that torso gets long, right? So then you're here, hands to heart. You should be gazing forward. Betty, I would take chest up way more than that. And then maybe the arms come out. If that's too much, keep the hands at the heart. And then notice, so I want you to push down into your feet and try to pull your feet apart. Oh, what did that just activate? Woo! Yes, 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 glutes. Glutes, stand all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Shake it out. And I know Betty has a workout later with her trainer, so maybe. So she's going to be going, yeah, not today. Good. So did you notice, right? As soon as you do this and then try to pull your feet apart, right? You feel that, sis? Like, so then squat, try to pull the heels away from each other. Notice the strength of your legs. Feel that. Notice if you're dumping in your low back, just because it's arched doesn't mean you're dumping. If you have pain, then you're dumping. So maybe you lengthen a little bit, right? My friend out there, you know who you are. Arms come out. Chair number 2. Breathe. There is no rocking chairs in our future. You got this, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Whew. And release it. Shake it out. Good job. All right, come on back to the front of your mat. Don't need no sweater now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Soften the knees and step back with your right leg. We're right back where we started. Lower the knee. Find your lunge. Hands can come to your blocks. That's awesome. So one, you're here, right? We've already done this. I've been doing a lot of this kind of repeat so that the body gets warmer and warmer and warmer. One, you're here. 2, your hands are on the floor. 3, your left hand goes inside. We fire everything up. We lift the right knee. Breathe, listen up. Before we go to plank, we're going to take the left arm up and find that twist. Notice the back leg. Don't let it slide. If you need the right knee down, take the right knee down. Take that hand back to the floor. Inside or outside is okay with me. Slide the left leg back. Find plank. Woo! Here we go. Walking down the street. Oh, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Oh, can everybody go? Oh, thank goodness. Breathe. One, you're here, two, right leg lifts. Optional, don't have to do that. Square the hips. If you are lifting super high, just lower that leg a little bit. And then everybody right foot forward. Lower your knee to the floor, take your hands to your blocks. Piece of cake at this point, engage the left glute, feel your torso nice and high. So one, you're here. Two, the hands come off the blocks. Three, the right hand goes inside. And then lift your knee, whichever lunge you choose, hands on blocks or not, doesn't matter. Lift your knee if you can. Breathe. Step back. Oh, wait, don't step back. Right hand up. Almost forgot. Wait, don't do it. Come back. Breathe, everybody. And now let that hand come back inside, outside your foot, step back, plank pose, adjust your hands, press out of those hands, fire up the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, downward facing dog. Down dog. See who needs a 31-day challenge. I'm getting all 31 days right here. Breathe. Take your feet wide. Walk your hands back. Let the head hang, soften through the hands. Bend the knees, hands to knees. Don't lift the head first. Let it be last. Come on up. Find your equilibrium. It's always challenging when your head's down for a long time. When you stand up, give yourself that moment to make sure you feel back to centered. All right, last set of squats. Take it wide. Walking down the street. Why is that song coming into my head? How old am I? Right? Hey, it's the monkey. Okay. Get my sister and I in the same room. It's you never know what's going to happen. Take the arms up, everybody. Big deep breath. Exhale. Goddess pose slow. Inhale. Exhale. Slow. It's not about how deep you go. Check those knees. Sit back in that chair. Down. And up. 2 more. And up. It's like you're inflating a balloon and deflating a balloon. And last one. Inhale. Exhale if you can. You know you're going to hold. If you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Stand straight, right? Because it's yoga. We do take care of our bodies. We do listen. If you're here for 1 second and then you're up, you are doing the pose. Small habits. Breathe. 5. I know, I feel them too, everybody, just so you know. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Heel toe in. Good job, everyone. Shake it out. Roll the shoulders. And then come on back to the front of your mat. You're going to want your blocks again. We're going to do one more round of what we just did, and then we're going to add one more thing to it. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. Betty's like, okay. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, come on down. The facial expressions, by the way, of what I do get in the room, tell me everything. Soften the knees. Step back with your left leg. Lower your left knee to the floor, grab your blocks. So think about it here just for a second, right? What have we been doing? What is being stretched? What do you feel? Good alignment always, right? That goes without saying. 1, you're here. 2, no blocks, brings you a little bit lower. 3, the right hand inside. The knee lifts, that's 4. Squeeze your belly. Take the right arm up, come to twist. Breathe. Lower that hand inside or outside, your choice. Step back to plank. Broaden the hands so that that plank makes sense. You can always lower the knees in plank. Breathe. Good. Take the torso up or the body up, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Lift your right leg. Square the shoulders. Make sure you feel strong here. And then step all the way through. Here's your addition. You're going to grab your blocks. Second level is the highest level that you want to go. You're going to push off your back leg and lift your left leg. Hips are level. Find your breath. Optional here, your left hand stays on the block, your right arm reaches back. Release your hand. Just step down with your left foot. Hold your forward fold. So your feet are together. Your feet are back in the same line. Bend your knees, everybody. Hands to knees. Come on up. Roll it out. Okie dokie. Everybody good? Everybody. Woo-hoo. All right. Other side, last side. We'll be done. All right. With that, just so we're clear, we're not done. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Take a moment here. Soften the knees, step back with your left leg. Lower your left knee to the floor. Hands come to blocks. This is old hat for you guys. You know, you girls out there, you know what we're doing. You know where we're going. So then it becomes about refinement. Where do you feel it? What does it feel like? Do I need to adjust my pose? All those things. Blocks can stay or leave. Hands go to the floor. We're not on the same side, are we? No, I don't think so. All right. Golly. Your right hand goes inside. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Left hand stays on the mat. Right arm reaches. For half a second, I thought I was on the wrong side. Oh, love those left and rights. Good. Lift the back knee. Forgot that part. Breathe. Optional anyway. Take the right hand down. Step back to plank. If we were on the same side, oh well. Can tell I'm not 100% convinced, but I think we were good. Breathe in plank. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Woo! We got this, everybody. Left leg lifts. Always optional. If your shoulders don't feel strong enough, then you keep the foot down. Step all the way through. Hands come to blocks. I always bring my blocks forward. Now, another way I didn't do it on the other side is to do a short hop up and then lift the leg. It's a little more stable. Breathe, everybody. Toes are pointing down, hips relatively level. Your wrists and your shoulders are lined up. Only if you want, left hand reaches back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand to block. Just set your other foot down next to your other. Woo. Good deep breath, everybody. Bend your knees. Come on up to standing. Easy, easy. Roll out your shoulders and just grab one block. Go ahead and put it between the thighs and give it a good squeeze. It's all good. Good. Shake out your wrists. Give them a good circle. Good. Shake them. Interlace the hands. Press them up and out. Press them in and bring the palms together. Just push forward. And then bring them in. Press out. Bring them in. Squeeze them forward. Good. Just one more. Press. And together. And let them go. Right? Because all that plank down dog, right, can get to the wrist. I do know, even after all these years, we got to keep them moving. Got to keep them moving. All right, remove your block. We're going to be coming down to the floor. So have your blocks strapped near you for when we come down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale all the way down. Step back, down dog. Take your time, get there when you can. Breathe, down dog. Right? How do we know we're too long, too short? Breathe. Plank pose. Good. So last plank, and it's going to be different. We're doing knee taps. So single knee without letting the hips drop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees down. Guess what? Child's pose. Woo! Hallelujah. That's our first child's pose. Ooh. Just breathe, everybody. So we know, right? No matter what else is going on with our day, we can always come back to the breath. We can always come back to a focus on the breath, a calming pose to bring us back to center. All right, so come on up to a seat. We're just going to do a little bit of play here, little bit, and then we're going to be done with all the core. So sit up with your heels digging into your mat. And then lean back a little bit. And if you know the song, right, so it'll be funny if YouTube says I can't post this because I use a song, but you know the song, I Feel Good. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's the song we're going to do. And I can't hear you, so you got to sing. Okay. So here's the key. Dig in those heels, take the hands out, and you're gonna, I feel good, do 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 do, and you're gonna come back up. I knew that I would, do 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 do. I feel good, do 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 do. I knew that I would now. Do. So good, don't, so good. I feel good, ooh, do do do. Woo! Good job, everybody. If you did that, I am so proud of you. Betty, did you do that? I didn't hear any singing. All right, come. Betty said she mouthed it a little bit. And she didn't feel good. Come into Janu Sirsasana, everybody. You know you can sit up on a blanket. If your knee is high or off the floor, go ahead and take a block underneath it. Inhale, take it up. You can use your strap here too, by the way. Exhale, swan dive, hands to the floor, open those shoulders back up. Move the front of the chest toward the toe so that you don't over round. And then just breathe. That was a heck of a class. You know, in my long life, I have often taken everything too seriously. And so when we can play in yoga, when we can laugh and play and be silly, it's like food for the soul. So I hope you play with me. Breathe. Good. Mindfully take that torso up. And then take the bent leg and cross it over above or below your straight leg's knee. And then just come into a seated figure four. Where you go here is going to be about your hips. So you're either down nice and low or your foot is up pretty high so that you're in a much deeper stretch for that hip. And then just rock a little. That's it. And then one, you're here, or two, you cross and come into cow face legs. So I'm not going to give all the modifications I usually do because you can stay in figure four. But one nice option is just to throw a block underneath the knees, and that helps. It's okay. Right. So this is a function of the hips. Linda's laughing over there because she's a little more like that. And that is so normal, right? So if you're more here, that's normal for a lot of us. We talk about it all the time. Where are those hips pointing in your body? That's what makes a difference in how much we can or cannot externally rotate. So breathe. All right, whichever pose you've chosen, lean back, straighten both legs. Just a little fire up, just a little, kind of like a little baby Dandasana, just make them strong for a second. And then we're going to switch sides. So coming into Janu Sirsasana on the other side, block, no block. You know the drill. Feel good in the pose to start. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, swan dive. Hands come to the floor. You can always use your strap here. And then think of the chest moving forward to the top of your big toe. So what that does is it allows you to take the rounding out of that upper back, out of the low back, right? The over rounding, and come into a more neutral forward fold. Doesn't matter how far you go, how deep you go. And then just give it time. Give it some time. Find your breath. One more nice long breath here, letting those muscles lengthen. And then press up. Release that bent knee and just take it over the leg. Bend the knee, find your figure four. Some days this is plenty enough stretch. Some days you can go a little deeper. And then either stay right here or cross over the knees, separate the feet, and let the knees come to the floor. Or to a block. I do like that option here. It kind of just changes the whole angle of things, but just see how it feels for you. That's it. One more nice deep breath. Wherever you are, lean back. Undo, straighten them both. Give them a good squeeze, good engagement to your thighs. Circle the ankles. And then feet to the front of your mat. If they're not already, have one block within reach. And come on down to the floor. You're going to take that block at its lowest setting and put it under your sacrum. I always say this, but I'll say it again. Make sure that block is nowhere near your lower back. It should be below that hip line, right? Breathe and just pause here for a second. So we did a lot of work today and your back might feel a little bit funky. So just give it a second. You can always move the block, you know, a half inch higher, half inch lower, as long as it stays out of the soft flesh of the back. And breathe. Bring your right knee to your chest. And then straighten your left leg down along the floor. Again, watch your low back here. If it feels funky, then just don't do it. Stretching the psoas muscle, the deep belly muscle. Bring your left knee in, straighten the right leg. And then both knees in, both legs up, again, optional. See how that feels on your body. So a little bit of an inversion here. You find the place where the legs can just hang out without you having to hold them in any way. Arms can come down to your sides. Your palms can be face up. Maybe you close the eyes here. If your room is a little chilly, we'll get our socks and sweaters on in a moment. But just allow your body to surrender here. Allow it to surrender in this assisted inversion. And breathe. If there's any reason why you should be coming out of this pose, come on out. If you're okay, stay a little bit longer. We're just going to be here for another minute or so. And breathe. Bend both knees and bring them into chest. One foot goes to the floor at a time. And then press into both feet as you lift your hips, move the block, but hold the pose for a second or two. So squeeze the legs, the glutes, let everything work again. And then lower your hips down to the floor. Your right knee comes to your chest, your left leg goes long. Let out a big, deep breath. And then switch sides. The left knee comes in, the right leg goes long. And then when you're ready, let's find our Shavasana. So again, maybe you throw your sweater back on, or you throw your socks back on, or even better, you grab your blankets and you wrap that around you and on top of you, and it just feels so good. Feel your whole body start to settle down to the floor. We surrender. We allow more joy into our lives, less worry. We let the earth support us in this pose, and we let go of any tension. Go softer still.
For those of you who are ready, just start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. I know that Shavasana must feel so good. So if you want to stay, stay. It's a little bit short. But as you're ready, wiggling toes, fingers, drawing those knees up toward your chest, and just rocking side to side. Maybe sending yourself a message of love. And then curl over to one side, come to fetal pose or seedling pose. And then press all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow to your inner wisdom and that spark of joy that is always there, even when the clouds seem dark. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.